Monkey and Granny Monster. Once upon a time, in a mystical land featured in Journey to the West, three brave companions, son Wukong, the Monkey King, Pigsy, the Pig Ogre, and Sandy, the River Spirit, were on a quest to retrieve the sacred scriptures. Their journey was filled with trials and tribulations, but today they faced a new and cunning villain, Granny Monster. Granny Monster was known throughout the land as a mischief-maker who cast strange enchantments that confused travellers and led them astray. She had a long pointy hat, a crooked staff, and a grin that could send shivers down the spines of the bravest of souls. No one had seen her face for years, but tales spoke of her mischievous magic. As they travelled along a winding mountain path, the friends began to feel an unexplainable tug in the air. "I smell trouble," declared Monkey, scratching his chin thoughtfully. "I smell something else." Pigsy sniffed the air. "Is that cookies? It smells delicious." "Stay focused, Pigsy," Sandy warned. "This could be a trick. We need to be careful." But before they could discuss it further, a wide, colourful portal opened in the air, and out stepped Granny Monster. "Well, well, look who's here," she cackled, her voice echoing through the trees. "Three little adventurers wandering far from home. Why don't you come join me for some magical cookies?" Monkey narrowed his eyes. "We don't trust you, Granny. What kind of trickery are you up to?" "Oh, it's no trick," she replied, waving her hands. "Just a simple invitation to a splendid tea party in my cosy cottage. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?" Pigsy, his eyes glimmering with temptation, said, "But the cookies, they smell so good." "Enough," ordered Monkey, pulling Pigsy back. "We need to think this through. Remember the tales of Granny Monster." Suddenly, Granny Monster's grin widened, and with a swift wave of her staff, she conjured a cloud of shimmering dust that filled the air. "If you won't come willingly, I will simply make you." With a flick of her wrist, the dust swirled around the three friends, and they started to float. "Oh no! We were caught by a spell," Sandy shouted, trying to grab hold of a tree branch. "Don't worry, I know how to handle this," Monkey exclaimed. With a flick of his golden staff, he changed shape into a flying dragon, and commands flowed from his mouth. He summoned a gust of wind that blew away Granny Monster's magic dust. In an instant, they were back on solid ground. Granny Monster, realizing her plan had failed, stomped her foot in frustration. "You think you can defeat me? I can do much more than just cookies." In a flash, she waved her staff again, and the forest filled with strange, giggling creatures, bewitching goblins that danced and chanted around the companions, trying to confuse them. "Together," Monkey shouted to his friends, "we can handle this." Pigsy took a deep breath and jumped into the fray. "I've got my trusty rake." He swung it, sending goblins twirling away. Sandy nodded. "Follow my lead." With a leap, she grabbed onto the nearest goblin and tossed it into the air. Meanwhile, Wukong transformed into his monkey form and swung through the trees, using his agility to dodge the creatures. His eyes sparkled with determination. One by one, they overcame the spellbound goblins, causing Granny Monster's magical influence to wane. "Enough of this!" Granny Monster shouted, trying to regain control. She raised her staff once more, intending to unleash a final spell. But in that moment, Monkey made one last daring leap. With a swift flick of his hand, he tossed a handful of enchanted peanuts from his pouch to the ground. The peanuts exploded into colourful fireworks, distracting Granny Monster with their dazzling display. In the chaos, the companions dashed towards her, and working together, they quickly snatched her staff away. "Now let's see how you like being in your own spell," Monkey said, laughing. With a swift move, they raised her own magic against her, enshrouding her in a twinkling cocoon that gently floated her away and softened her mischievous ways. "No more tricks, Granny Monster," they declared, sealing her powers for the time being. After their victory, the forest returned to normal, The sun shone brightly, and the sweet smell of cookies was replaced with the aroma of fresh flowers. "From now on, let's be careful of strange invitations," Sandy said with a grin. As they resumed their journey, Pigsy laughed heartily. "But if there's cookies involved, I sure hope we find a different baker next time." And so, united in friendship and courage, the trio continued their quest, ready for whatever adventures lay ahead, knowing that together they could face any villain, even one as tricky as Granny Monster. The